Fantastic.
Yeah.
My name is Nathan, and I work with the Pacific Northwest Anti-Fascist Workers Collective. We're a new organization that's forming in the area to defend our communities against the threat that's booming. Throughout rural communities in this country, there's over 300 organized militias. These are white supremacist organizations that are heavily armed and do paramilitary trainings. We have gangs, white supremacist gangs in East Portland, like European Kindred, that have over 300 members that recently murdered a black youth named Marnell Bruce. This type of violence is only been increasing. With the election of Donald Trump, there's over 300 reported hate crimes. So the situation that we're headed towards is very, very serious. We have all of the kind of fascistic policies that Donald Trump wants to put in power. He wants to put white supremacists in his cabinet. So, are we going to sit back and let fascism rise in this country? No. How are we going to do it? Are we going to stand up and fight back?
Yeah!
So that's what we're talking about. That's what we have to do. We have to start looking after one another and people in our communities. We have to start looking for, identifiers of fascists, because they're building their gangs, they're building their forces kind of all around in the rural communities in Oregon. We had the Bundys. What do you think of the Bundys? What happened to them? They were released from prison and they're right back to where they are. And you think they're going to stop organizing? No. Are we going to stop organizing? No. So again, there's some great organizations here tonight that you should definitely get in touch with. We have the Facebook page, the Pacific Northwest Anti-Fascist Workers Collective. If y'all get on there, we need to stick together. We need to stay in the same circles out in Beaverton, out in Gresham, and East Portland, peripheral communities. Because again, this is where we have folks that are most vulnerable to this white supremacist violence. We're dealing with legacies of gentrification in Portland that have pushed out communities of color, perpetrated by petty bourgeois and small businesses that want to gentrify our neighborhoods and turn them into Disneylands for the global transitory elite. And what happens is when you push communities of color into peripheral zones such as out here Beaverton, Hillsborough, Gresham, is we see a rise in two things: police resources and a rise in hate crimes. And so this is what is happening across this country in urban areas. So again, I would really suggest folks get involved, because we're in this for the long haul, right? We've got 4 years of very dark times ahead of us, and it's going to take people that work together. Don't cooperate with the state, don't cooperate with the police, because we know who they work for. The state is Donald Trump. The state is the Republicans. The state apparatuses aren't working for us. And Donald Trump is a response to legacies of white supremacy, colonization, and the crumbling of this economic structure, because Donald Trump is the same thing as what's happening all over Europe. Far-right politicians have been elected all over Europe. The neoliberal agenda is falling. The neoliberal global capital agenda is falling because it's no longer profitable. So no longer do we have major factories producing commodities and, this working class. We're all working in Starbucks and coffee shops, and we're all doing this sort of labor that, these jobs are really not doing much. If they went away tomorrow, it really wouldn't matter. So, we don't need capitalism. We shouldn't really have to be working 8, 9, 10 hours a day, 40 plus hours a week. The technology's there for us to implement a totally new society. Now, the political structures that are in place are only here to hold us back. They're only here to keep the powerful, the 1%, ruling us. And now what they're doing is utilizing their reactionary fascist forces to repress and put us all down. Because we've had Occupy, we had massive mobilization in this country that was put down through brute force. We've had the rise against police brutality, legacies of legalized lynching happening in this country because people are starting to see what's happening and people are mobilizing and doing something about it. Now everything that's happening now is a response. It's a response to people across this world rising up from the Arab Spring to where we are today. And what we have to say is what's going to get us through this is revolution. It's not reform. That's not going to work. We can't go to our senators. We can't participate in a political system that's fundamentally broken. How did Trump come to power?
That's right!
Does our political structures, do they really work if Trump is in power? Is that representative? No, it's not representative. It's not a democracy. It's a broken electoral college system that's always been created to serve who? The small class of white, ruling class, white males. And who is it working to serve today? The same class of people. So it doesn't work, and it won't work. We can't sit around and fight for constitutional reforms to get just the basic shit going where we can have a voice. No, we need to have control over our neighborhoods. We need to have control over our resources. If it's a democracy, why don't we get a vote on basic shit like war? Do we get to say whether or not we're at war? Do we get to vote on what our country does with global warming? Do we get to vote on any of the things that matter? On immigration? No. We get to pick between red or blue racists, and put them in power. That system doesn't work. So we got to come together and build a system that does work and start supporting people in our communities and in our neighborhoods and linking that up together. And so that's what we really need to be moving towards because, again, scientists are out there saying, well, we got 100 years to go. Global warming, we got 100 years to go before this planet is uninhabitable. And that's the infrastructure of capital. That's the infrastructure that they have created that they continue pushing us now. What is it looking like for our kids? What's it looking like for the children out here? Pretty bad situation. But do we have power? Do we have power? Have we pushed the power structure before? Yeah, we have. Are we going to keep pushing that? Yeah, we're going to topple that, and we're going to create real people's democracy in our cities, and that's what we have to fight for, and we have to fight the fascists, we have to fight the racists, and we have to fight Donald Trump every step of the way, because if we get comfortable and if we slap back, we're screwed.